Welcome to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. Roger, we're filming today, of course, in the Sentinel Buildings studio at the Kansas Auto Racing Museum. A lot of activity going on over here at the Kansas Auto Racing Museum. And as always, we sent Mike Kraft out on a trip, sent him off to Missouri. Where'd we send him, and what are we going to see today?
We sent him to Monette Speedway. That's one of the oldest racetracks in Missouri, I believe. I remember it from the 60s. They're racing the Oil Capital sprint cars. These are steel engines, two-barrel carburetors, big wings, fast cars, and there's a lot of young people. By that I mean there's some 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, there's 3 girls. One of the points leaders is a girl named Harley White, and we're going to see some of the best racing in Missouri at Monette. So stay tuned, and Mike Kraft will get the rest of it to us when we see the racing.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
To a Grassroots Racing Show night at the track, and we have come back to Monette Speedway, second time this year, and of course we're always looking for some new series or something that we can pick up on, and we are going to catch the OCRS sprint cars, and we've got Barry Grable here tonight. And Barry, all I can say is, man, I'm kind of excited about this, kind of a different class, kind of a whole different kind of thing about this. You guys do wing, you do wingless?
We do wing, we do wingless, and you're a long ways from home. We're glad that you came all the way to Monette to come watch us race.
Well, I think I talked to you on the phone last night, and I told you, I said, man, I started picking up on this on account of Haley over there, White, and I thought, man, I got to go down and watch this little gal put it on, see if she can do it to these guys. But before we get into that, tell me just a little bit about how the series got started, and then we'll kind of go into the differences between this series and some of the others.
Okay, basically what we are was Tulsa Speedway. This series started 25 years ago, running at Tulsa Speedway. When Tulsa Speedway shut down, we decided to take these guys out on the road and make them, you know, they have the world of outlaws. Well, we're kind of like the world of in-laws. So we visit most of the towns, almost all the racetracks in the state of Oklahoma. We go into 2 racetracks in Kansas. We go to this one here in Missouri, and we go south all the way to Lawton. So we haven't hit a Texas track yet, but they've called and want us to come. And it's real hard. You know, most of our people work all week long, so to take off on a Friday and go race is pretty tough. But we brought about 20 plus cars tonight, and they love this racetrack. This is almost identical to Tulsa Speedway, except the turns are absolutely backwards. There's one tight turn on the wrong end, but I think everybody loved it last year, and we got invited back again this year.
I was on the website earlier today, and I noticed 29 race schedule. Like you say, you guys are kind of stepping out a little bit. Of course, a bunch of them already been rated out this year, from what I could tell. But man, that's a lot of races. These guys must like to travel.
Well, they like traveling and staying within the state. Tried to get them to come up to Kansas City 2 years ago and up to Lakeside, and it was a little too far for them to go. Like I say, they're working people, the guys and the girls, and we just kind of like to where we can be home in a couple hours.
Yeah. I'm not in any way trying to put the series down, but this is more of a economical way for guys to go sprint car racing, because we're going to get into the rules here a little bit. Tell me just a little bit about the motor rules.
Okay, the motor rules are basically a flat top piston, 360 cubic inch engine, and they run on an alcohol 2-barrel carburetor. They put out around 525, 530 horsepower, so we're like almost a second slower than the ASCS injected cars. We are quite a bit faster than the 305s.
But they're still 360s, and so, you know, you've still got some punch there. But I watched some of the videos on the website, and, man, it looked like some good racing. I mean, close racing.
Yeah, normally you can throw a blanket over the top 5. So hopefully we'll do that tonight.
Okay, folks, like I say, we're going to be here at Monette Speedway here tonight with the OCRS Sprints. And Barry, man, I'm looking forward to it. Let's go racing with you.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming by.
Yes, sir.
Have a good time tonight.
We're looking forward to it.
Come visit us more often,
Okay.
too. Appreciate it.
I'm Ken Tatro, and you're watching the Grassroots Racing Show on my favorite network.
Well, folks, what brought me down to Monette Speedway is standing right beside me here. Probably, about 4'11", 85 pounds, Harley?
103.
Okay, 103, but Harley White. And right now, this young lady is leading this OCRS series with 3 wins, 6 top 5s, but she's just doing really great. First off, Harley, how did you get started doing this?
I've been around racing my whole life, and my dad raced modifieds, and my grandpa raced whenever my dad was younger, so it's been a family tradition. And my dad started out in motocross and then worked his way up, but he stopped racing in probably '08, and then that's whenever I started racing.
And what was your first ride?
It was a micro.
How did that go? I mean, have you kind of progressed through this stuff as it, how do you want to say that? As you get better, you move on, or is that what happened?
Yeah, every year I've raced, I've had wins. My first race ever, actually, in '08, I turned over and burned over 50% of my body on my micro, and that was in '08 whenever I was 12. And I went back to racing in '09 and restrictor and had 4 wins that year. Next year, I just got more and more wins. We went from restrictor to A-class to non-wing and then to multi my last year of micros. And then I got a ride to race a 2-barrel car 2 years ago and raced it like 3 times. And then after that, my dad was like, well, we'll get us one. So we got our own, and we've been racing sprint cars ever since.
You know, I see you've already picked up a nickname. I think they're calling you the Lindsay Flash, so I presume you're from somewhere around Lindsay in Oklahoma. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're from Lindsay, Oklahoma. It was a pretty long drive today, so hopefully we come off with a good finish tonight.
Harley, do you have a plan tonight? I mean, or does it just kind of come as you go out there on the track?
We don't really have a plan. Last year we ran here, and the track was really dry and on the bottom, and we came from pretty far back and worked our way up. But this year it's just to get a top 5 and hopefully a win, because we'll start 12th or 11th like we have been, and it stinks, but we'll just try to work our way up there. We have to win or get a top 5 to keep the points lead, so it's going to be hard, but we're going to try.
Okay, once again, folks, OCRS series out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Harley White leading the points. Monette Speedway. I don't know how else I can set this up any better unless you win this thing, and it makes this here interview look real good. And we do have the second place finisher so far this year, Brian McClellan. I'll get it pronounced right. Brian must be running good this year. He got 1 win, several finishes up toward the top.
Yeah, we had Thunderbird a few weeks ago and had a fuel filter problem and didn't make it out of the B feature, so count that one as a DNF. Other than that, we might be right there in the point lead, because we was second going into that night, and it knocked us back to 6th place. So if it wasn't for that DNF, we may be the point leaders. So just got to be consistent and finish up front.
Well, that's the name of the game, having some good equipment, a little bit of money behind you, and like you say, so a driver that can keep you consistent up there in the points. Answer me this. How tough is it running wing and non-wing? Is that a big switch for you?
Oh, yeah. Non-wings, puts more of the driver into it and takes a lot of the horsepower out. I don't know. There's some similarities, but it's a lot more of a control game when you take that wing off, because you ain't got that downforce on top. That crutch, they call it a crutch, So non-wing's a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed it, and we've done pretty good at it. So, yeah.
Okay, second place finisher, Brian McClellan. Brian, go out there and have some fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. Haven't seen you guys run before, so hoping you'll put on a good show here at Monette Speedway.
Oh, yeah, it'll be a good show. We appreciate y'all coming out. Appreciate the Monette Speedway having us, and looking for a good night of racing.
We got the second place finisher from last year. Now, I think you're running third this year, Danny. I guess it just doesn't get any easier, does it? Danny Smith, by the way.
No, it's not easy. This year has been very tough on us.
How long you been doing this? You been with this series for quite a while, or?
I actually started this series. I used to own it. After that, we kind of get back to racing, so we let these boys run the show, and we come out and have a little fun.
You can't top that. I mean, it must be nice for you to be able to get the opportunity to see this grow. And man, I walk around the pits here, and there's just tons of young people in here. Good series for developing young sprint car drivers.
One of the few sports that you can go with your family every weekend. Mama will be here with the kids, and then of course my son's racing. So yeah, everybody's together. It's a great big family. You know, tornado victims and what have you stuff made it everybody come together a little bit. We got a couple of them that are racing tonight that lost everything. So it's a big deal.
Yeah. Well, all I can say, Danny, is have some fun out there, man. And any plan?
We're just going to try to go to the front like we did. We had a real good run here last year. We ran second last year. So we're looking to try to capitalize on that by one more position. We've
got fourth place in the points here tonight. Cade Morton. Cade, man, you're hanging right in there, it looks like. I guess you've run all of the races so far. Is that what's kind of keeping you up in the points there?
Yeah, we've hit every race. Won at Thunderbird a few times. Got a couple heat finishes, or heat wins, but just seeing what we can do. It's rookie year, so.
I presume you're going for Rookie of the Year then.
Yeah, we're running for it. Just holding on.
Are you leading that part of the series for the Rookie of the Year?
I believe so.
Well, like you say, man, it just takes that speed and consistency and hanging up around there toward the front and making a bunch of races. But I like the last guy, last Kyle, I think it was. What kind of track are you wanting here tonight? I mean, is there anything that suits your style of driving, I guess is what I want to say.
Whatever it throws at us, you just got to be ready for it.
Got Kyle Clark, 5th place here in the points for the Oil Capital Racing Series. I'm going to get that name down yet, Kyle. How long you been with these guys?
About 4 years now.
Man, you can't be. You look 20, 21 to me.
19.
19.
Yeah.
Well, would you do something before that, or I mean, did you jump right into one of these?
Just jumped right into sprint cars. I didn't race anything else before.
Man, that's got to be a challenge. How'd you do last year in the points? I know I checked that thing, but I can't remember everybody I saw.
I've finished 10th in points every year I've ran, so I've been consistent in the top 10. But.
Well, that's a good deal. I mean, you know, that's still showing some consistency and, you know, some driving skills. Has to be to finish in the top 10 like that. What are you looking for here tonight? I mean, what kind of track would you like to have to run on? You want a little slick later on?
Yeah, I want track slick, but with no rubber around the top where we can slide each other every corner. That's what I would like it to be.
Yeah. Well, Kyle, all I can tell you is go out there, have some fun, stay in that top 10. Man, you must be doing pretty good. Like I say, 5th spot. So hang in there.
This is Scotty Anderson, and you're watching my favorite show, Grassroots Racing.
The format is the top 12 in passing points. We'll go straight to the feature. But with the entries that we have tonight, we're going to do a full field, but the top 12 will be inverted based on point averages. And we're green. Ashwood takes the lead as they go into turn number 3. Clark on the outside. Here comes Harley White. Harley White found a spot down low. She moves into that second place. It's Ashwood, White, and Clark. White goes to the high side of Ashwood, coming out of turn 4. White leads that lap coming down to the flag stand. Give that lap to Harley White. White's got that 17W out front. Ashwood chases her turns 2, 3. Then it's Kyle Clark and Alex Sewell behind. White starts to put a little distance on Ashwood. Alex Sewell's coming up on the inside of Clark for the 3rd spot going down the straightaway. Alex edges ahead just a little bit. Sewell takes the 3rd spot. Your running order is White, Ashwood, Sewell, Clark. Then you have Wills and Hot Rod fighting for that 5th spot right behind them. Halfway down, halfway down. 4 laps down, 4 to go. White's lead getting a little bit more comfortable. Great battle from 3rd to 5th between Sewell, Clark, Hot Rod, Kent, and Wills. Still fighting hard back there for that 5th spot. White flag, 1 lap to go. Harley White takes a white flag, goes down the back straight. There's a fight for third as Clark challenges Sewell on the back stretch. Sewell's trying to hold that spot. Harley White's your winner. 17W the winner. It's Morton and Bookout on the front row. Frazier and Tyree on the second row. Snackenberg, Garnett on the third row, and Eason bringing up the scratch spot. Light is out. The Bob Hurley Auto Family Pace truck pulls in. This is your Bob Hurley Auto Family heat race. And the green draws. We got Chance Morton going out to the front in the 7M car. Michael Bookout second, 007, followed by Casey Frazier. And here comes Terry Eason from the rear. Terry Eason has already charged into fourth spot from his scratch position. He's looking to the inside of Frazier as they go down the back stretch, and he takes that spot. Chance Morton still leads. Morton pulls it out to a good-sized lead. Bookout's under fire from Eason, followed by Frazier, Tyree, Snackenberg, and Garnett. And Eason takes the spot coming down the front stretch. Terry Eason takes the second spot from Michael Bookout as they come down the front stretch. He came from the last spot, and he's up to second. As they're on the halfway mark, Chance Morton has a nice lead over Eason at second. Bookout third, Frazier's fourth. Coming down to take the white flag now is Chance Morton in the 7M. One lap to go, Eason second. Morton likes the low line, Eason likes the high line. And coming down for the checkers, it's Morton. The rookie to the outside. You got a veteran in McCullen on the inside of row 2. You got a rookie in Cade Morton on the outside. While Cade may be a rookie like his brother, he too won a feature race earlier this season at the Thunderbird Speedway back in April. So both Morton brothers, while being rookies with the OCR Series and sprint cars in general, have actually knocked down feature wins already. And then Hooper into camp in row 3. Lights are out, set to go green. And we're green. Smith jumps out to a lead with McCullen in second. Here comes Morton on that low line, gets underneath McCullen. Morton's one to challenge that second spot. DeCamp's starting to move up. To complete lap 1, it's Smith. Then it's McCullen, then it's Morton and DeCamp. Mickey Walker pulls the number 2 car into the infield. Walker in the infield in the 2 car. Morton putting pressure on the veteran McCullen in turns 3 and 4. They're dead even for second as they come to the start-finish line. Morton's really liking the moisture down low while McCullen's trying to keep the momentum up high. They're staying side by side as they go turns 3 and 4. And here comes DeCamp. And McCullen's going to go down low, take that line away from Morton for that second spot. In the meanwhile, Smith says, have at it, boys. I'll see you later. Halfway down. We got 4 down, 4 to go. DeCamp on the back of Morton. DeCamp looks underneath him in turn number 3. Oh, we got a blown engine on the back. Rob Hooper's got a problem on the back, right on the back straight. Looks like the power on the number 18 car let go and he slows to a stop. All that while DeCamp was making a move on Morton, turns 3 and 4 in a second, followed by DeCamp and the April feature winner at Thunderbird Speedway, Cade Morton. And we're green. Continues to lead him around on the restart. Positions stay the same with McCullen, DeCamp, and Morton all in tow. Coming down looking for the white flag now. Danny, the caretaker, Smith. One more tour around the 3/8 mile Monett Speedway. And they're going to hold that position. It's going to be Smith. 25 laps. Let's give you the starting lineup. Starting in the last row, out of Yukon, Oklahoma in the 3G. This is Mr. Jeff Garnett. Next row outside, the number 2 car. Number 2, this is Mickey Walker. Inside of Walker is going to be the number 7F car out of Kiefer, Oklahoma. The 7F of Joshua Tyree. In the next row outside, which will be your 8th row, the number 55 car. You got to hear him during the intermission from Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is Johnny Hot Rod Kent, the 55. Inside of Kent on the 8th row from Shawnee, Oklahoma. Number 94, this is Dan Schnackenberg. Dan Schnackenberg in 94. On the 7th row outside from Kiefer, Oklahoma, one of your Rookie of the Year contenders is number 11, Michael Tyree. Inside of Tyree in that 7th row from Sperry, Oklahoma, a gentleman that took a really hard crash last week at the West Salem Speedway, number 31, Mr. Casey Wills. Wills in the 31. In the 6th row outside from Lindsay, Oklahoma, it's the Lindsay Flash Miss Harley White in the 17W. Harley White in the 17W. Inside Harley, making their first start in OCS competition in 2013 with the series, number 23A out of Sapulpa, this is Travis Ashwood. Ashwood in the 23A. The next car in the 87F car will be outside 5th row. Gentleman that won last week and is 2nd place in points in the 87F, Brian McCullen. In the 8 car from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, this is the Jet, Alex Sewell. Sewell in the number 8. On the outside of the 4th row in the $5 car from Sapulpa, Oklahoma, this is the caretaker, Mr. Denny Smith. Smith in the $5. Inside Smith from Coweta, Oklahoma, and a previous feature winner this year in the 8M, this is Cade Morton. Morton in the 8M. Outside 3rd row from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, in the 84, this is Alex DeCamp. DeCamp in the 84. Inside DeCamp in that 3rd row from Sapulpa, Oklahoma, the $9, this is Mr. Kyle Clark. Clark in the $9. Up to the 2nd row, outside a former feature winner earlier this year at the Katy Valley Speedway. He won at Katy Valley, as I mentioned, in the 7M car, Chance Morton. Chance Morton in the 7M. Inside that 2nd row in the 88 car, this is Terry Easom. Easom in the 88. On your front row, outside front row in the 007. In the 007 from Tulsa, this is Michael Bookout. Bookout in the 007. And on the pole, the other lady racer with us tonight from Tulsa. Give it up from Tulsa in the 00, Miss Casey Frazier. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be your starting field for the 25-lap A feature. Let me ask you, Monett Speedway fans, are we having fun yet? Here we go, we're filming up now. Got Casey Frazier, Michael Bookout leading them down, Terry Easom, Chance Morton in the 2nd row. Here we go, green flag, we're off. Casey Frazier jumps out to an early lead with Terry Easom right behind. And then we've got got Chance Morton there in 3rd, followed by Bookout. And we're coming down to complete the first lap. Frazier leads, followed by Easom. Alex DeCamp moves into that 3rd spot as they come across the line. Chance Morton 4th, and DeCamp's looking for 2nd. DeCamp came down for 3rd as a goal. There's they touch. DeCamp and Easom touch. more cars being collected. We got cars stopped. That's going to bring out a yellow. That looks like we got one car that kept it going. That's the 87F of Brian McCullen. The very fact that McCullen kept that car running and did not stop will allow him to get back in his starting position up front. DeCamp was making a big run after starting third row outside. He was looking for second early, was trying to get underneath Easom. The two cars made contact and they spun. We've got another car that's collected there with Easom. Start, and we're green. We are working lap number 2, and Casey Frazier takes off. Chance Morton second, Michael Bookout third. Brother Cade Morton is fourth, followed by Smith and McCullen. And we get lap number 2 in the booth. Oh, we got a spin in turn number 2. Cade Morton spins the 8M car. A lot of cars are checking up, and oh, Mickey Walker nowhere to go. Mickey Walker had cars inside of him. He had cars outside of him. He was kind of stuck in the pigeonhole, as we like to call it, and just didn't get it stopped in time and made contact with the Morton car. Here we go. Lights are out. We're set to go green. We're going to restart lap number 3. And we come out of turn 4, and we're green. Casey Frazier goes to take that lead. There's a battle in the back there. Brian McCullen's looking to get that 4th spot from Danny Smith. He inches ahead in turns number 3. Danny's got the groove up high. Brian McCullen's got the spot at the line. Brian takes that 4th spot. Now it's Frazier, Morton. Then it's Michael Bookout. Then it's McCullen. And here comes Alex Sewell on the inside of Smith. Sewell's trying to get a spot, but Smith holds on. Brian McCullen's looking to get that 3rd spot from Bookout as they come out of turn 2. McCullen takes that low line where that moisture's at. He takes that 3rd spot away from Bookout. Sewell's gotten around Smith. Frazier continues to lead. After Frazier and Morton, it's a big battle for that 3rd spot. Sewell's trying to take 4th from Bookout as they go down the back straightaway. Bookout's in a fight for his life to get that spot back. Now he's going back to McCullen. McCullen's holding on to that 3rd spot. Sewell Bookout continues to fight for 4th. And then behind them it's Smith, and then it's Harley White. Sewell gets underneath Bookout in turn number 4 for that 4th spot. Now you got Casey Frazier, Morton, McCullen. Then you got Sewell. Then you got Bookout and Smith and White. Casey Frazier can see lap traffic just ahead of her. Chance Morton is not letting the young lady out of sight. Chance Morton staying within 3 or 4 car lengths of Frazier. Then it's several car lengths back to McCullen. Then Sewell and Smith has gotten around Bookout. And Chance Morton passes Casey Frazier in turn 4. Frazier was careful with that lap car in turn number 4. Chance Morton got under, and he's your leader. 15-year-old Chance Morton is now leading with Frazier sitting in 2nd. It's Chance Morton, then it's Frazier. Brian McCullen in 3rd, then it's Sewell, then it's Smith, then it's White, then it's Bookout, then it's Casey Wills. Smith gets a little loose in turn 2, but he hangs on. Harley White's trying to get underneath Bookout for position in turn number 4, and she gets it as they get to the stripe. Harley White gets the finish. Frazier that's dogging Morton. The 7M and 00's really going at it. Now roles are reversed. Now it's Morton coming up with a lap car with Casey Frazier trying to take advantage of that. Frazier's looking on the high side. Morton's down low. They go side by side, turn number one. They're both behind the lap car. There goes Casey Frazier. Casey Frazier gets around Chance Morton in turn number two. She pays him back. We got a fight between the two youngsters here, the young lady and the young lion. Casey Frazier in the 00 car now front. Chance Morton second. Brian McCullough third. Alex Sewell fourth. Then it's Danny Smith. Then it's Hurley White. Frazier sitting with about a 6-car length lead now on Chance Morton. We got several positions being fought for in the back. Got Terry Eason in the 88 and Hot Rod Kent in the 55 going side by side. Hotly contested battle for the 7th spot between the 88 and the 55. Too close to call at the moment, but Hot Rod edges out. Dan Stackenburg slowing to stop turns 3, but he picks it back up. He doesn't stop, he keeps going. Frazier's out to about a 10-car length lead now on Chance Morton. 10-car length lead on Chance Morton. Brian McCullough just cruising along in third, but he better pick up the pace because here comes Alex Sewell. Alex Sewell's closing that distance for that third spot. And Danny Smith brings it up in fifth. 5 laps to go. Working the 20th lap. We got 5 laps to go. Stackenburg gets a little slow in the back stretch, and he's going to pull it in. Stackenburg takes the 94 car in. Casey Frazier catches back up to traffic. Now we got Chance Morton in on her. Here we go. Casey Frazier's working lap traffic to perfection. She takes 2 cars away as they go into turn 1, puts some distance on her and Chance Morton. In the meantime, McCullough's holding on that 3rd spot over Sewell. Oh, and now we go yellow. Now we go yellow.
Thank you. I don't know who's well. Thank you. Where's he at?
She's got that young man behind him. He wants his 2nd one of the year. Brian McCullough's in 3rd. He wants his 2nd one of the year. And then you got Sewell and Smith behind those two, and they're looking for their 1st. Here we go. 4-lap shootout. Frazier leads him into turn 1. Danny Smith's riding the high side. Everybody's down low, but Smith and Harley White's riding the high side. Smith moves into the 4th spot as he gets by Sewell through turns 1 and 2. Coming down to complete that lap 22. Lap 22 complete. Smith is rocketing on that high side. Danny Smith is slamming that car on the high side. Now he takes the 3rd spot. He's gained 2 positions after this restart. And he takes it down low towards 3 and 4. Now we're down to 2 laps. There goes Danny Smith again. He is going to slingshot that high side. Danny Smith is working that high side to perfection. In the meantime, Casey Frazier is pulling away. Look out behind you, Chance Morton. Here comes Danny Smith. Smith is on that high side. Morton's down low. Coming down the backstretch. Smith is on his bumper. Casey Frazier has a comfortable margin out front thus far. The checkered flag for Casey Frazier. Followed by Morton. Followed by Smith. Well, that completes finish your 25-lap feature, ladies and gentlemen. Bringing it home in fifth spot in the 87F car, Mr. Brian McCullen. In fourth spot in the 88 car, Mr. Terry Isa. In third spot, after that great drive he did up high on those restarts, the caretaker, the $5, Mr. Danny Smith. Second place in the 7M car, Mr. Chance Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, the 00, Miss Casey Frazier. We'll be right back with you. We're going to run down and have a couple words with her.
We've got the winner here for the OCRS Sprints feature here at Monette Speedway, Casey Frazier. Casey, I have to be clear. I actually come down here to see another little gal run tonight, but we've got another one in the winner's circle. All I can say is some great driving out there.
Thank you very much. It was definitely a hard race to win. We actually got kind of messed up in lap traffic, and I actually had to work my way back up through there, and I'm really proud of myself for my win tonight. I feel like I had to work for it.
I was going to say, you guys were running with some lap traffic, and I can't remember, second place got around you anyway, but it almost looked like, hey, maybe I better pick up the pace. Is that what happened?
Yes, he got around me, and, you know, my dad's always told me you can never slow down for lap traffic or you become lap traffic, and I was just out there and I got comfortable, and he got around me, so I just made sure that I made myself in the position to get back around him whenever lap traffic came into play again, and it worked out to my advantage.
Did you not know he was there until he showed you the car?
No, I did not know he was there until he showed me his car.
And then, man, you guys raced for a little while, but then you put it on him and really kind of pulled away with the win. If it hadn't been for that yellow flag at the end, I think you probably would have won by maybe over a half a straightaway, but really fast, really fast.
Thank you. I'm proud of it. That kid, he's been doing good all year. He's won races as well. This year it's been really fun because they changed the way OCRS is lining up their cars, so different people are getting to win. It's definitely been nice to have a change in scenery in Victory Circle.
I was going to say, I just talked to the promoter a while ago, and I think he said somebody won 11 features last year and somebody else won 8. So, man, here we are early in the season. You guys are spreading it out because I think you've had like 6 or 8 different winners already.
Yes, we have. It's been nice. It's definitely been fun, and I feel like you have to race a lot harder, so I'm liking it.
Okay, everybody loves a winner. Can you tell us about the chassis and who's making the power for this deal?
Yes, I drive a GF1 chassis, and they're a company that's branched off of TI-22 Racing, so their chassis are phenomenal. And we have got Dyno Services of Oklahoma building our motors, and I want to dedicate tonight to Bob Westfall because he's a great guy, and I really miss him.
Okay. Youth is being served again. Casey, way to go. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
Got the second place finisher here tonight, Chance Morgan. John Lemon tried to talk me into coming over here before we ever got started and talking to you because he was saying, well, this kid won a race when he was 14. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And he says, you need to go over and talk to that guy. And, you know, it's funny how fate kind of plays out in these things. And here you come home second. Had the lead for a while, but boy, she pulled away from you after she found out you were there.
We were just trying to work through lap traffic, and she ended up having the better car.
I was going to say she was right on the setup, had the speed. She just did it all. But, you know, you give her a pretty good run there for a while and come home second, so you got to be pretty proud of that, Chance.
Yeah, my dad, he just watched the track and did everything we can to get it right.
Yeah. You guys got a 2-car team here, both you and your brother. Well, where are you guys out of?
Kuwait, Oklahoma.
Well, see, I'm from Kansas City. I have no idea where that is, but you can tell me, where is it?
It's near Tulsa.
Okay, that's close enough. I know where that is. I go to Chili Bowl every once in a while. But anyway, Chance, great run tonight. What kind of chassis are you guys running? And let's give the motor builder a plug.
We run XXX chassis and STK racing engines.
All right, there you go, folks. You want to get into this stuff and do good, take this guy's advice and telling you what you need. Chance, congratulations on second place tonight.
Thank you.
Got the third place finisher here tonight for the OCRS Sprints here at Monette Speedway, Danny Smith. I guess it took kind of an old veteran move out there to pull that third place off, but you must have found something up around the top.
Yeah, we just waited just a little bit too long. I mean, we found it earlier in the racetrack, but we waited just too long, too little, too late.
When that yellow flag come out, boy, you had to kind of be thinking to yourself a little bit, though, hey, you know, I think I got something here. If they, you know, mess up just a little bit, I'm going to get it. I mean, it had to be in the back of your mind, right?
Yeah, about 4 or 5 laps previous to that, I had got up on the top, and then I just moved my apex around until I got it to where it fit what I needed. And then, of course, when they had the yellow, I was like, oh, okay. They're in trouble now. And then, of course, if they would have went to the top, then we would have done the slide job deal. So, regardless, they were sitting ducks. They just didn't know no better. Wasn't their fault. It's just we've been doing it a long time.
Yeah. I was going to say, being a veteran, and we were talking earlier, you said you started this series. Man, these kids, they just seem to come out of nowhere anymore. I don't know. You got a little young gal won it again tonight, plus another one that's had, 3 wins with this series. So how does that make you feel, man, to getting to be an older guy and have all these young ones coming at you now?
That's just wrong on a lot of different levels. The kids are good. All these kids are good. Everybody in this series has got some talent or they wouldn't be here. This stuff is way too expensive to be running up and down the road. You see these $150,000, $200,000 rigs running up and down the road. These are not rookies, and by any means, these kids are good. They've been racing. They've cut their teeth in mini sprints and stuff like that. We've run the national scene and stuff like that, and we're back doing this because it makes economical sense. So that's why we do it. It's the competition. It gives me another few more years left to do it.